So, hey guys, so before we start the session, let me know, am I clearly audible to you all? Just say yes in the chat section and we'll proceed with the event. Great. So I'm getting so many yes. So let's begin with the session, guys. This is Harshita, your host for the day, and I hope you guys are doing great and staying safe. I welcome you all to yet another workshop with Sarah, wherein she will help you hone your knowledge and do better in your professional life. So today we are going to learn all about the essence of productivity in your life. So today's event is brought to you by Designhill, which is world's leading creative marketplace that caters to the creative needs of businesses and individuals alike, who can source high quality designs from professional designers and buy unique products created by the independent artists. So moving ahead, we have with us Sarah Odoritio. I would like to thank Sarah, who has taken the time out from her busy schedule and be here. So let me introduce our speaker for today, Sarah. Sarah is a freelance trainer. She dedicatedly helps people gain the skills they need to succeed in their professional lives by encouraging them to enjoy learning through fun and practical courses. And with over 10 years of experience in customer service and luxury environments, including five-star hotels. Sarah created Hoodoo's training so she can help people develop their customer services, sales, and time management skills and be excellent in their job. Wow. So, Sarah, do you want to say a quick hi to our audiences?
Yes, of course. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Harshita, for the introduction. I'm very happy to be here once again working with Designhill today. So thank you very much for everyone that is tuning in.
Great, great. So, guys, before we start the sessions, you already know the drill. We have a couple of announcements to make. So, the first one is we are giving away the certificates to all the attendees who will stick till the end of the session. So, you just cannot miss on this chance. Stay tuned till the end. And also, you can take the screenshot of this event, put it on your Twitter account, use hashtag Designhill events, tag Designhill, and the lucky winner will have a chance to win a print shop gift card worth $50. So having said that, let's quickly look at what Designhill is all about.
Need to get your parents off your back? Head to the world's #1 creative marketplace, Designhill.
When I started my photography business, I needed something that said, this was more than just a hobby. It's not a hobby, Mom. That's why I went to Designhill and got an amazing logo, super fast, at a price I could afford. The process was easy using Designhill's logo maker. Just enter the name of your business, then pick out a number of designs that inspire you. I'll pick this one and that one looks cute. Then pick your colors or let the system decide. Add some more info like a slogan, the industry your business is in, and your budget. The logo maker, using machine learning and artificial intelligence, will design thousands of logo variants that you can choose from and adapt. In fact, I was able to get everything from business cards to t-shirt design and complete social media kit, all with the click of a button. With that, I'm all set. Now everyone I meet knows I'm a legit photographer. Even my mom. It's real. That's decaf.
Let the world know it's real and build your brand with Designhill. Designhill.
So, all right, guys, that was all about Designhill, and now we are all set to start the sessions. So, guys, if you want to ask anything from Sarah, just put it in the questions tab, and I'll just take the questions up from here. And we have also rolled out a few polls in the poll section, so don't forget to answer them too. So, Sarah, let's begin the session, and all over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So once again, thank you for being here today. And if we can do the same exercise, if you can hear me well, please say yes in the chat so I make sure that my video is clear and my audio as well. I'm Sarah from Hoodoo's Training, and today we will do this webinar together, which will last for about 45 minutes. And it's about productivity. So this will be just a shorter version of a longer course that I do about time management. And I just want to take this occasion to tell you a little bit about my next course that is coming up next week. It's a full time management course on October 26th. So Designhill will share the links with you so that you have all the information about that. And at the end of the webinar, I will share a promo code with you, so stay tuned. And as Harshita said, feel free to pop in some questions in the chat. I will reply to them at best I can, but if your question doesn't get answered today, don't worry, feel free to get in touch with me through LinkedIn or via email, and I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So without further ado, let's start with the topic of today, which is productivity. So you will see on my board, these are the topics that I will go through today. We'll talk about urgent and important, so the difference in between them, how to prioritize tasks. Third, how to reduce the time that you spend doing things that are not important to you. Then fourth, we will see how to plan. And the fifth point will be a few bonus tips to boost your productivity. So let me start by sharing my screen so I can share my presentation with you. Perfect. You should be able to see my screen. Arsa, can you confirm if everyone sees my screen?
Yes, Sarah, we are able to see your screen.
Brilliant. So productivity. What is productivity? As human being, I think that all of us want to do always better, wants to do more in their life. We want to better ourselves. It's part of our nature. And how can we do that? We can do it by being productive or being more productive than we already are. So productivity, it's being able to do a lot of things in our life, the things we want. But I want to ask, what is productivity to you? If you can put that in the chat, and I will have a look at that later. What does it mean being productive to you? Does it mean that you have to do as many things as possible during your day, like as many tasks as you possibly can? What I would like to talk about today is that the essence of productivity is finding more time for the things you really want to do in your life. So who wouldn't want to have more time for the things they love, like spending more time with your friends or your family, or maybe doing sport. A lot of time I heard people saying that they don't have time to go to the gym, but they want to keep fit at the same time. So the essence of productivity, it's finding the time to do those things that we really want to do. Learn another language, playing an instrument, take care of our hobbies, do whatever we want. So the things with tasks is that there are different types of tasks. So there are urgent tasks and there are important tasks that we have to do, or important things that we want to do in our life. And urgent tasks are tasks that you do immediately and they require your immediate attention. And there are also tasks that have a deadline. While important tasks are tasks that are valuable to you and are tasks that you want to spend more time on. So these are your projects, the things that move you forward towards your goals. The tricky thing is that both of these tasks are a priority for us. So I'm sure that you've said it many times, that your family is a priority. That means that they are important to you and you want to spend time with them. It doesn't mean that they are urgent. But on the same time, urgent tasks are a priority, like projects for work or spreadsheet or something that you have to deliver to your boss or to a client. Those are a priority because they are urgent. And how can we know what to do first during our day? So do we do important things first? Do we do urgent things? And even what's the difference between them? What is urgent and what's important? Well, you've seen this now. Urgent tasks are tasks that you can measure because of the deadline. When it comes to importance, this is completely up to you. It's completely personal, because what can be important for me, it's maybe not important to you. For instance, it's very important for me to spend some time cooking my meals because I like cooking and I like to eat healthy. When for other people, like I have a lot of friends that they don't really care and they prefer to take some takeaway food because they prefer to do something else with their time. So important, it's completely up to you. There is no right and wrong. But as I said, how can we know what to do first with our day? So we can do that by prioritizing. And prioritizing tasks is really, really important because, first of all, you will know absolutely what to do first during your day. Then prioritizing will help you with meeting deadlines. And you will find time to finish bigger tasks and have more time for those projects or for those things that you really want to do with your life. So there are many models or many theories or ways to prioritize tasks. And we will talk about one of the most important method or framework that there is in time management. And this is the framework of the 4 boxes. So we look at urgent versus important metrics. So the method of the 4 boxes, it's also called the Eisenhower method. And Eisenhower was the 34th president of the United States. And he was known to be a very efficient and productive person. So this method that he was using utilizes the principles of importance and urgent, and uses these 2 principles to organize and plan the workload. And don't worry, this is a very simple method to use, and you can start using it today. So this is a great thing. So in this method, you see that there are 4 boxes, and they go from not important to very important, not urgent to very urgent. And I will start with box number 1, which is the top right box, and then I will move clockwise and explain all the other boxes. So box number 1 is the urgent and important box. So this is the box where you have all the crises, deadlines, problems. It's where you have like really urgent and really important things. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you have a major leak in your house. This is something that you have to deal with urgently because, of course, it will probably damage your house if this goes on. So you need to call a plumber straight away. Something that you have to drop everything that you're doing and start dealing with it. Then you have box number 2, which is tasks that are urgent but not important. So these are usually tasks that have to do with other people. So other people giving you urgent tasks that maybe have been sitting on their desk for ages. And I'm sure that you had this at work or maybe at home as well. Maybe your partner coming to you and saying, please, can you do this for me? It's really urgent. Or your boss dropping something on your desk and saying, please take care of this. It's really urgent. And maybe it was not that urgent before, but because it's been sitting on their desk for ages, maybe for days or weeks, they're giving it to you at the last moment, so it's become urgent. But it's not really important to you. And this, so as I said, these are things that have to deal with interruptions or meetings that you really don't want to participate to. But don't worry, we'll see how to deal with this later on. The third box, as you can see, is not urgent and not important. So these are the tasks that have to do with trivia or time wasters. And one of the big ones is social media. So social media is like a big time wasters for all of us. And unless we are a social media manager, checking social media and interacting on social media, it's neither urgent nor important. And the last box is box number 4. And as you can see, it's both very important, but not urgent. So in this box are all of your tasks that have to do with your relationship, your recreation, your planning. Here are all of your big projects, all of those tasks that I was talking about before that bring you closer to achieving your goals, bring you closer to achieving what do you want to achieve in your life. So all the big things that you want to do that are really important to you. For example, like a holiday with your family, or like a trip with your friends, or maybe at work, working for that promotion that you really want, that will move you forward with your job. Or if you are a manager, box number 4, it's where your strategic planning sits. This is the box where are all the tasks that maybe will improve your company or your department. All of those big strategic things are in there. So what to do with each box? Let's see how to deal with each box. So the first box, it's the do now box, as I said. Drop everything and start doing that now. And this is something that you will have to deal with personally. So stop whatever you're doing and deal with the leak in your house right now. Or call the dentist right now, because how many of us are scared of going to the dentist and we have like a toothache for ages before we call the dentist, and then it starts to become worse and worse. Then box number 2. Box number 2, it's something that you can delegate to other people. So especially if it's something that it's not really important and you really don't want to do, something that you can give maybe to your coworkers, or maybe you can give to somebody else at home. So believe that this everything that I'm explaining to you doesn't have to do necessarily just with your professional life. You can use all of these tricks and everything today also in your personal life. And then box number 3, ideally you would drop everything, so not do whatever is in this box. So for instance, let me give an example. For me, what was sitting in this box was ironing. I really didn't like ironing at all. It's something that I never enjoyed doing. I burned myself sometimes, and I didn't really like ironing clothes. So as a kind of solution for me, I bought like 90% of my clothes that do not need ironing. This is like very funny, but so I don't have to spend time doing it. And then box number 4, it's your plan ahead box. So the good thing with this box, as I said, is that it's not urgent. So you can plan everything ahead and make sure that you get to finish this task on time. So let me give you an example here. Imagine that family holiday. So imagine that you want to go on holiday with your family in February, and there is plenty of time now to choose a very nice destination, to have a look at nice hotels or resorts, and maybe find a cheap flight or cheap flights for your family. And if you plan a little bit every day or every week, you will get to February that you have everything booked. You have all of your family activities booked, places that you want to visit. But what happens with this box if we put off the planning in advance? What happens is that all the tasks that are there will slowly move to box number 1. Because as February approaches and you haven't chosen a destination, you haven't booked your hotels, what will happen? That you will start to feel stressed because all the best hotels are maybe gone, the flights are starting to be very expensive, all the activities, so like the trekking or tours that you want to book are already fully booked. So as you can see, this starts to add quite a bit of stress to your life when big and important things move to box number 1. So this is absolutely what we don't want to do. But don't worry, we'll see all of this in the next sections. So let's move to section number 2, which is prioritizing. How can we prioritize? How can we know what to do first with our day? So the first thing that we need to do, the first tasks that we need to take care of are the must-do tasks. So first of all, we need to get rid of that box number 1. All the urgent, important things that have a deadline, that it's urgent, we need to take care of them. And these are all the things that we need to get rid of today that are urgent, like booking the dentist because you can't take the toothache anymore, or doing like that project for your boss or for your colleagues that have a deadline today. The second type of tasks that you want to do are your quick tasks. So don't worry, because once you do all the must do, so the big urgent tasks, your day will be nice and easy now. So the quick tasks are all those quick emails or messages that you can quickly reply to. And if I can give you an advice, do these kind of tasks when you are on your lowest energy levels during the day. What do I mean by that? So imagine that you are working, for instance, between 9 and 5, so 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. After lunch, it's when you will be on your lowest energy levels, because digestion starts to kick in and you feel a little bit sleepy. So starting a big important task, like starting a report for your boss, or doing like a proposal for a client, anything big, will be a waste of your time, because you will be too tired and too sleepy to take care of that. When replying to quick messages or quick emails, anything that it's not really important and doesn't require your concentration, this will be the best time of the day to take care of that. And the third type of tasks are the plan ahead tasks. So these are all of your big tasks, your projects, and these are the tasks that these are nice if you get them done today. And so those are those little bits of your big projects that you start doing it in advance. So if it's that holiday that you're planning, you start by, I don't know, allocating 10 minutes of your day to look at destinations. And these are tasks that if you get done today, well done. But if they don't get done today, it's absolutely fine. As long as you have all of your must-do tasks done, you're okay. But as I said, if you don't get to do them today, plan them for another day. Plan them for tomorrow, the day after. Make sure that you don't keep putting them off. Because as I said, if you keep putting them off like every day, every week, they will go to your box number one. So start thinking. I mean, if this was a longer webinar, like one of my courses, we would spend some time to do a personal plan for each one of you and plan and see how you can be better and more productive with your day. But today, just start thinking of all of those tasks and how they go in those boxes and what you can start planning ahead, or how you can start organizing your day. And I believe that now we arrived to almost half of this webinar. So I believe that there should be a little break at this time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Sarah. So now we'll take a mid-roll, and I must say this was an amazing workshop, and I hope you guys are enjoying the session. I would like to give a quick shout out to Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace, for organizing this event, and I hope you guys are taking the screenshots, event screenshot, and tweeting and tagging Designhill DH and using the hashtag Designhill events. So, all right, guys, let's take a quick break and keep this interesting workshop going on. Stay tuned, and we'll be back soon to hear more and learn more from Sarah.
I've always been creative and always been an artist. As a young girl, I used to paint rocks and I used to sell them for a quarter on the street. And I just fell in love with it. It just grew into a passion of mine. I started looking on the web and I came across Designhill, and they had a design contest to design a logo, and I entered it and I won. And I was like, oh, this is really great. I can pick and choose what type of logos or design projects I want to work on. And it allows me to be creative, keep my hands, with my tools and working. So it's kind of nice. It's really easy to use. You can scroll through the projects and there's sections that you could go by. It's really easy. There's a few clients who have come back to use the one-on-one projects. There's one client in particular, she owns a vintage shop, and I designed her logo, and she came back. She needed a design for a flyer, and she really liked the illustrations that I did for her, so she came back a couple of times with projects. I would recommend it, especially if you're a designer that's starting out and you want to learn from other designers, seasoned designers, it's a place to keep in the game and keep using your tools. It makes me feel great, and it kind of confirms that I should be doing this. And I love to see logos that I've designed out, and proud of that. And I think that the clients are so happy that their logo represents what they do and, you know, makes them look good. It's a collaboration. It's good for me, and it's definitely good for them.
So, all right, guys, we are back again with our awesome guest, Sarah. So, guys, don't forget to ask your questions in the questions tab. Well, yes, I can see many of the questions there, wherein we'll take the questions in the end. So, Sarah, let's continue the session again.
Thank you very much. I was just having a look at the questions and all the comments in the chat. And I just wanted to read some of them because these are great. So I can see that Tina wrote that productivity for her is having enough hours in the day to keep up with the workflow. And you're absolutely right, Tina. And Ellen said that productivity, it's not working 24/7, which I totally agree with. And I can see Sylvia that said, for her, it's getting important things done timely. I mean, all of these comments are great. Jacqueline said productivity for me is accomplishing stuff that matters to me. Absolutely right. You're all right. And productivity, the essence of productivity is getting the time to do the things that we really want, that move us forward with our life. If we don't achieve our goals, then we're just wasting our life. I mean, it's the hard truth. So let's keep going, and we'll go through the third section now. So we'll see how to reduce the time that we spend doing those unimportant tasks so that we can find more time for what we really want. So I'll share my screen again. And you should be able to see my screen. Is that all right? Yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. So now that you know how to label tasks, you know what tasks are urgent, what tasks are urgent and important, and then we've seen how to prioritize, or how to go about and plan your day. Now let's see how to reduce those unimportant things that we don't want to do, or we want to spend less time doing. So there are 3 ways to dealing with tasks that are unimportant to us. And the first one is being more assertive. So being more assertive means saying no to those tasks that we don't want to do, to those obligations that we have in our life. Maybe before we had some tasks that we wanted to take care of, especially at work. There were some things that had to do with your job role, but now as you move forward and maybe your job role change or you're doing something else, those tasks no longer serve you. And the same could be at home. Maybe you enjoy doing something at home that you no longer enjoy doing. So the goal here is to find an exit plan for those tasks. And don't try to say no to everything. Try to find maybe a task that you can say no at work and at home, and maybe to save half an hour or 15 minutes from not doing that task. So for me, that was the ironing. As I said, I save a lot of time that I was spending before ironing my shirts or ironing everything. So trying to find an exit plan for that. See who do you have to speak to at work to say that you no longer want to take care of those tasks. Trying to find a way for you to get out of those tasks. The second type of way that you can deal with these kind of tasks, and these are the tasks that are in our box 2 and 3. Tasks that not really serve to your life goal or life purpose. So the second way is delegating. So delegating, it's great because it's something that it's a bit underestimated or underrated, and nobody really, or not a lot of people know how to delegate or know how great delegating is. It's great because you can take off some pressure of yourself, especially when you're busy, when you have like your head filled with things that you have to do, or you're taking care of big tasks. It's great to have some weight taken off your shoulders. So delegating means that you take part of your job and you give it to somebody else. It means that you have to spend some time maybe teaching somebody else how to take care of this task. And the great thing with delegating is that there are some tasks that maybe you don't really want to take care of, that are maybe boring to you, but might be interesting to other people. So don't delegate just boring tasks, or don't think that you are delegating something boring. Maybe your colleague or maybe your employee would love to take this task. I remember at work, whenever I was doing some spreadsheets or anything on Excel, it was very hard for me. Yes, I know how to use Excel and I use it for very basic things, but every time that I had to do something more complicated, I was wasting time going online and looking for formulas or researching the best way to put some things up on an Excel sheet. It was just very boring for me. When I remember there was this colleague of mine, she was loving Excel. She was so creative. Of course, she was very proficient with Excel, so it was taking her maybe half of the time that I was spending to do a great Excel spreadsheet with all the formulas and all the things there, all those fancy things. So her Excel works were way better than mine. So it's something like that that you can give to others that they will love to take care of. And it would be good if you delegate something that another person knows already how to do, because unless you have a lot of time to spend with teaching everything from start to finish, if you give a task to somebody that knows already how to do it, or knows already more or less very well how to do it, maybe we'll just go through a couple of details and then they can fully take over this task, and you know that it will be well executed. And as I said, this works very well with giving or delegating at home as well. Maybe you can delegate to your kids, like housekeeping tasks. And I'm sure that they will learn something new. They will learn how to take responsibilities for what you are teaching them. And an advice that I can give you is try to delegate an entire task to someone. Some people I know, they say you can delegate part of a task, but what I see with that is that when a task is divided in between more people, or you are doing part of it and maybe your kids are doing the other part, nobody really takes full responsibility for that. So I'm sure that all of you have done projects in school, or even work projects, why not, where there was like a big group of people that had to deal with the same project. And for sure, there were some people that were more lazy than others and procrastinating because they knew that the rest of the group was going to take care of it eventually. So don't give just part of a task, but try to give the entire task to somebody else to make sure it's going to be well done. And the last way to deal with this kind of tasks, so as I said, unurgent tasks and unimportant tasks, is negotiating. Now, negotiating, it's great as well because it gives you, it's softer than saying no to a task. You can say no maybe to part of it. And negotiating is great when you have to deal with your boss at work, or maybe with some clients or customers. You can't say no to them, you can't say no to your boss, but you could negotiate. And here we'll give you just a few tips due to the time, but I will go deeper into these topics during my open course. So as I said, stay tuned for more information. So a few ways that you can negotiate are when you do something. So if a colleague comes and interrupts you and says, can you please take care of this for me? You can say, yes, I don't have time today, I will do it tomorrow, because you already have your day scheduled and planned, and you already know what to do. You already know if you have time and space for that extra task. Or you can negotiate on how long you spend doing the task. So you can say, look, I can do this, but I only have 15 minutes for this task. Is that okay for you? And this is great because you will tell them that you will only have those 15 minutes to allocate to the task. And if it's fine for them, then yes, you can do it. Otherwise, they can give it to somebody else. And the third tip to negotiate is over how many times you do something for somebody else. So you can say something like, I can teach you, so I can show you how to do it this time, and I can do it for you. But from next time, you have to do it yourself. And these are all great ways to deal with those tasks that you don't really want to do. So the goal here is to think about, and if you want, you can go ahead and put it in the chat if you want to share. Think about 1 or 2 tasks that you can say no to, delegate to somebody else, or negotiate both in your personal and professional life. And now let's move to the third section, the fourth section, which is the planning. Planning, it's super, super, super important, and this will help you organize your tasks and your workload. Why planning is very important? It's super important because, as we can see, it reduces a lot of the stress caused by not being able to reach deadlines, or being scared that we are forgetting something, or we are not able to do something. So stress is reduced when you plan ahead. It makes you more productive when you plan ahead. It can increase your productivity to up to 20%. This is great, guys. And it saves you time. As I said, when you plan everything, you plan your day, you start your day by knowing already what you need to do. You don't start your day thinking, okay, what should I do today? Let me have a look. Let me check my emails. No, you already know that those are the 4 or 5 tasks that you need to take care of today. So you save your time. However, this is very important. Planning needs to be very flexible. Why? Because we know that, especially for some people that like to plan everything by perfection, if something doesn't go as planned, they start to feel very stressed. So for instance, if you plan all the activities for that family trip back to back, there is the risk that something will not go as planned. If maybe a tour gets delayed, or even the train to go to the airport, it's delayed. So try to have your plan as flexible as possible so you don't feel stressed. And you have time for all those extra tasks that maybe get added to your day. I'm sure that maybe there will be something urgent that comes last minute from your family or at work, and you will need to keep your plans flexible so that you can fit in those extra urgent tasks and don't let them slip away. And another tip that I can give you is, when you have to deal with 2 or more urgent tasks that have the same deadline, ask yourself, which task will have the worst consequence? Which task will have the worst consequence if it doesn't get done or gets delayed? And that's the task that you should do first. So keep your plans flexible and look out for those extra tasks that get added to your day. And I want to spend just a couple of more minutes to say how to plan your day and your week. So planning for the day should be done at the end of your working day, where you see all the tasks that you were able to do and all the tasks that maybe needs to be moved to another day, needs to be planned for another day. So do it before finishing work and dedicate to them 10-15 minutes of your day so that you can leave work and your head can be cleared for the day after. And for the week, the same. Do them before finishing your working week and spend a bit longer so you can plan all of the tasks for the next week. And an extra advice here is make sure that you spread your task evenly throughout the week and don't have maybe a day where you're doing 10 things and a day where you're only doing 2 things. And as I said before, make sure that you have maybe one big task or part of a big task, like your plan ahead tasks, a few quick tasks, and the must do, so that your day is not too heavy for you. So this is planning, and now let's move to the final section, which is a bit of tips that I want to give you here on how to be a bit more productive. So productivity is such a broad topic, and there are many things that can help you be more productive. But the few things that I want to talk about here are some things that I use as well, which are the digital calendar. And this is the most important tool for me during the day. So if you have any productivity tips, by the way, or anything that helps you be more productive, feel free to go ahead and share it in the chat. I will be very happy to read what you do to stay productive, or any trick that you use or any app that you use to be productive. So the digital calendar for me, it's absolutely essential. So I put everything on my phone calendar, which is the same that I have on my laptop, and it helps me set up reminders for anything that I have to do. So any task that I have to do, it's there, and it pops up where I need to do it. So for me, it's like great to remember everything and don't forget any appointment or any deadline. And because everything it's there, so I have like a whole schedule of what I have to do during the day. At the end of the day, I like to tick whatever I do. I put a little tick next to everything that I've done. So it helps me monitor my productivity as well. And this is great. And the next thing are apps. So with apps, there are so many. As I said, there are apps that you can use as a to-do list, and they will tell you what jobs you need to do first based on urgency or importance, or yes, if there is the deadline approaching. Or you can use apps to monitor the time that you waste during the day. This is very important, and do a bit of research and see which app works best for you. But you would be surprised to see how much time we waste on social media during the day. And when I discovered that in the first place, my mind was like blown away, because you can use all of those hours to do something else that is more important. And the apps that I use to boost my productivity are Evernote and Trello. So Evernote is something that, I mean, you can use it as a notebook. It's free. Both of these apps are free. There I dump all of my ideas. So anything that I have to remember, or any idea that I have for my training courses, or any book that I see that I want to read, or any place that I find interesting and I want to visit, I have a note for everything. Books to read, books to buy, places to visit, creative ideas, anything that comes to my mind is in there. You can upload pictures, links, whatever you want. It's my dumpster for everything. And then the other one is Trello, which I use as a checklist. You can create lists for everything, move tasks in between lists. This is absolutely great. And the third tip, and this is the final part, is the use of dead time. So our dead time is really underestimated. So by that time, I mean the time that maybe we spend commuting to work. Some people commute half an hour, sometimes 2 hours to work. And you can use that time to do something else, not just maybe sit on the train. I mean, if you like to just sit on the train and relax, this is great. You could meditate while you're there if you like meditation, or you could read a book. A lot of people are on social media, a bit of wasting their time. But if you like reading books and you never find time, commuting is the best time where you can read books, or even listen to audiobooks. If you're commuting and you don't like maybe to read a book because of the noise, you can listen to audiobooks, or even when you're doing exercise, you could listen to audiobooks. So try to think about that time that you have during your day and how you can use it so you can be as productive as possible. And with this, the webinar ends, and I would like to thank everyone for participating. As I said, there will be a promo code that I would like to share with you now for my next time management open course. But one last thing that I would like to mention is, here you see my LinkedIn, my YouTube. Feel free to connect with me, because I always like to keep in touch with people. And I always give out free tips every month. So free tips about customer service, time management, things that you can use both in your professional and personal life. So you can subscribe on my website, or put in the chat your email address if you wish to, and I can do the subscription for you, so you don't have to do it. So with this, thank you very much. We'll stop sharing the screen.
Sarah, that was an amazing, amazing webinar and amazing presentation as well. And talking about using the time management thing, then yes, I use my dead time using the Audible.
Yes,
So
that's a great way.
it has worked for me a lot. So there are a few questions in the questions tab. So shall we proceed with the questions?
Yes, let me just put the promo code. So the promo codes, I'm sure that the links were shared. You can purchase my webinar on, so my open course about time management on Eventbrite. And the promo code, let me just share it with you. If you put save 20, you will have a 20% of discount on an already great price. So if it doesn't work, get in touch with me, but you can use this and have a nice discount for the open course.
Yes,
Open
guys.
to
So there
questions.
will be my colleague Robin will just share the links and website links and all the social media handles of Sarah in a while, and you can use this code and buy the course. So moving ahead, let's take a few questions. So you can see the questions on your screen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Dalia is asking, what is the most important aspect we need to keep in mind in terms of productivity?
Yes, this is a great question. So we talked about it during the webinar. The most important aspect of productivity is doing the things that you want, and finding time to plan ahead those big tasks. So everybody, everybody that I hear talking says that they don't have time to do those things, or they have to rush big tasks because they leave them to the last minute. As I said before, I always take the example of the holiday planning. A holiday, or a nice holiday, cannot be planned in like an hour or two or the day before you go. So the most important aspect is making sure that you plan ahead. Do plenty of planning in advance, so that you don't rush and arrive to the last moment feeling very stressed.
Great. So I hope, Jali, your question got answered. So let's take the next question. And it's from Keisha. And he is asking, how can we be better prepared for unscheduled events or moments of crisis that can affect our planning and prioritizing?
Another great question. I'm loving those questions. So I said a little bit about it during the planning, but what to do when we get new urgent tasks from somebody else. First of all, a lot of people will say that they are urgent. I received tons of emails saying urgent, deal with it today, or this is very urgent. First of all, find out how urgent this is. So many people say it's urgent, but maybe it's not due today. So find out the deadline for that task. And if it's today and you can fit it in your schedule, then say, okay, I can fit it in, no problem. Or you can negotiate. You can say, look, I can fit it in, but only maybe part of it, or I only have 15 minutes to take care of it. So if you can fit it in, great. Or otherwise, if you already have your day plan, say, look, I can't do it today. If the deadline is not today, you can do it tomorrow.
Great. So up next, we have a question from Rahul, and he is asking, so we need to make this matrix every day to plan our day?
Yeah, sorry, I should have specified. These are just like guidelines. If you want, you could do it. It will take you maybe a long time to do it for every task. These were just guidelines on how to understand what tasks are important, what tasks are urgent, how to label them. You can use the matrix every day, but what I can tell you is maybe to start using it in the beginning, because I'm sure that now maybe you'll have a lot of tasks to take care of. Write all of your tasks down and start to understand how you need to plan them, how you need to prioritize. And you will see that if you start slowly but surely doing this, you will get an habit of time management, of planning, organizing. So this will start to come natural to you, and you won't have to use these metrics for every task, because you will start to get used to understanding how everything works. And I hope this answered the question.
Yes, it definitely does. So we are getting so many questions now. And again, next question is from Justin, and he's asking, why do I still tend to procrastinate even though I have planned ahead?
Justin, this is something that, don't worry, you're not alone. Everybody procrastinates. And I procrastinate sometimes as well. I admit it. I mean, time management, once you learn it, it's not forever. You need to build a habit of time management. But procrastination, it's interesting because what our brain does, it feels a bit scared of some tasks. Maybe there is something like, so for instance, for me, it's writing. Whenever I have to write something, I like writing. I write articles, I have a blog, I write my tip of the month every month. But because sometimes I'm scared that I'm not good enough, or I take a lot of time to write an article or to write something because I really have to think it through. So I'm scared that it's not going to be good enough, and I'm scared that it's not going to be perfect. People maybe might not like it. So your brain, being scared of that big tasks, doesn't know where to start. And maybe starts putting it off. Say, okay, maybe I can do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow you don't start it and say, maybe I can do it another day. And because your brain feels a bit scared. Another way or another reason why people procrastinate, it's because, and this is totally normal. It's normal because we are all human beings. It's because we don't see an immediate reward for something. We don't see an immediate accomplishment of something. So our brain unconsciously thinks, okay, why should we do it? Why should I do it if there is not an immediate win to that situation? So that's another reason why people procrastinate a lot.
So Justin, so you are not alone. We all fall in that category. So yes, we'll fight it and overcome it. So up next, we have a question from Jacqueline. And she's asking, I work as a social media manager and I really struggle with the distractions brought by the noise of social media. And it somehow affects my productivity. Is there any stage to avoid them, given the fact that it's part of my work?
Hi, Jacqueline. I'm sorry. I said if you're not a social media manager, you shouldn't be on social media. And here you are. And don't worry, there is a solution for this as well. I totally understand these distractions or interruptions from a notification. A great advice that I can give you is to turn them off. I also hate when I get interrupted by notification, and this will have a lot to do with the type of learner or the type of person that you are. So if you get distracted by audio, so you're an auditory person, interruptions by notifications can be avoided by turning the notification off. So don't have like that notification popping on your screen that you have a new email, or don't get the notifications on your phone, so your phone will not be beeping constantly. This is a massive help already. I am that type of person, so I'm half with vision and half with audio. So for me, like, distractions are everywhere. Anything that moves, any sound is a distraction. So try to turn them off and start with that, and this will be already a great help for you.
Awesome, awesome. So, all right, guys, this brings us to the end of this wonderful workshop with Sarah. This was indeed a value-packed session. Although there is a lot we could have covered in this webinar, but unfortunately we are limited by time here. So I hope you guys love the session, because I personally did. And once again, I would like to thank Sarah for taking out the time to being the part of this event. So Sarah, any last thoughts or any suggestions for our attendees?
Well, thank you very much for being here. As I said, like, this webinar couldn't have been so fantastic without you. And feel free to get in touch with me. All those questions that you have that didn't get answered, or if you have any questions about my workshop or open courses coming, feel free to get in touch with me. This has been absolutely great. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Great, great. So guys, if you're interested and haven't registered yet, I'm putting the link of the event section in the chat section for all the upcoming events we have. And you can also check the old events as well. And Robin is also putting the YouTube link, so you can subscribe to our events page, get in there and learn more. So guys, on that note, I would like to say thank you and bye to everyone who has joined here today. Take care guys, stay safe.